Yo, Everyday Superpower signing in, where we talk about body language, non-verbal communication, and everything in between. I got a question of the day. Alright, this video is going to be relevant to men and women, but I speak to the fellas for the most part, as I feel it's a little more of a rule of thumb when it comes to you dudes, and I think it'll do you some good as far as how you are perceived by not only your partner but across the board, yeah? And what I'm trying to say is, I'm just going to make a statement. Don't put yourself beneath any other man. Alright? Now I'm going to give a few examples. I'm not saying don't be an employee of a company. Don't not have a boss, a supervisor, a manager. Don't ever, disregard what your father tells you because you don't, bow to no man. We're going to talk attraction and relationships, and this transcends romantic relationships. Even in your friendships and relationships, if you act in this particular manner or have some slight of your character where this is a thing, I would recommend just erasing it completely, alright? As not only is it weak, but it comes across as childish, because this is an element that we find in children. We don't want to see it in adults. So, and I speak in regards to the childish aspect as like half of the point I'm going to make, not the entirety of it, yeah? And that'll be the latter half of what I state. So, first and foremost is the natural sort of putting people on a pedestal, bigging. Now don't get me wrong. If you're a positive individual and you can bring people up, that is a superpower in itself, and that's something not many people are willing to do. So you want to bring people up and your friends up and the people you support up with you, yeah? But if you're sitting there with your partner and you're there bigging up some dude who isn't you, and you're putting yourself beneath them as a byproduct, and we're going to talk about the, the means of doing so, but if you're there telling your partner about someone who is better than you in one way or another, you are sparking interest in her mind of this individual, and you're also making yourself lesser in doing so, yeah? There's nothing wrong with showing an honest and comfortable acknowledgement in passing comment of someone, being handsome, or somebody being good at what they do, someone being talented. Yeah, they're pretty good at that, Yeah, you know what? They're pretty good. But you don't have to go out of your way to sell another man to your partner. You see where I'm coming from? Now, the second half of this I wanted to discuss is taking it away from, an individual or individuals close to you and so forth, and continuing to put artists on a pedestal, celebrities on a pedestal, musicians on a pedestal. You're a grown man. You should understand these are other grown individuals. As an adult, you shouldn't be going out of your way to be a fanboy. To support someone and to enjoy what they do is one thing. But to go out of your way to deify an individual indirectly, you know what I mean, on a very subtle manner, by posting photos of someone that doesn't even acknowledge your existence and so on and so forth. You should be out there creating a legacy for yourself and promoting your own substance. If you're out there promoting another man who doesn't even acknowledge your existence, you are belittling yourself indirectly. You are making yourself seem lesser. You should be going on about what you got going on. And if you're to promote someone else, there should be purpose and meaning. And at least a respectful transaction. That person you're going around being a fanboy, they don't respect you. They're not acknowledging you, but you're going around fluffing them up. It's a sad state, in my honest opinion. And trust me, I like a lot of artists. I like a lot of celebrities. I like a lot of media personalities. Some people really entertain me. Some people really intrigue me. Some people really interest me. But my respect and my attention and so forth is given through me consuming their media, through me taking time out of my one life I possess to engage with their media, not necessarily through comments and stuff like that, but through, you know, taking my time to actually give them attention. It's a valuable gift I'm giving, yeah? And to be literal, the streams I provide them pays them. The music streams on my Spotify and so forth pays the artist. And I might buy a piece of work or so forth if they're a literal artist. You know, they're getting paid off of me, so it's not like I'm lurking in the shadows and not genuinely giving support. So that's the thing. If I was to go out of my way to promote this next man who doesn't acknowledge me and start to do this and that, it's just a bit absurd. Now, I don't say that to say you can't go forth and promote people, because there's nothing wrong with that. If you enjoy the media and the content, there's nothing wrong with that. But my whole point is to act as if somebody is better than you, because they might know something more than you in a particular sense. They definitely won't know more than you across the board, you know what I mean? You're going to be superhuman to them in one realm or another, and you need to acknowledge that and highlight that and accentuate that in your own character, as opposed to promoting the good elements of these next people. Now, bouncing back to the initial idea, dude, how are you going to be in bed with your partner and start talking about some next men? There already is a hierarchy set in place as far as all of your social communications and organisations and circles and stuff. That's already in place. And women are perceptive enough to see what the deal is, yeah? You don't need to go out of your way to highlight that. If anything, you should be a man who can leverage who you are and your freedom as a man, and know that you don't exist below no one, because you always have the power to walk away. You're never in submittance to that extent. And if you are, you don't broadly exclaim it and scream it to the world in worship of another human being who is simply living their subjective reality such as yours. Alright, it's a sad position to be in, and trust me, your partner will look down on you for it, if not consciously. On a subconscious basis, the reinforcement of that hierarchy is going to make you seem lesser, and it's just completely invaluable, yeah? Talk about your ideas, what you're doing. Build and grow, and if anybody needs to be discussed, you're not there raising them on a pedestal like you're a fan, like you're a fanatic. That's not right. Yeah, I'll tell you something about me, right? I enjoy music. I'm a really big fan of the band Oasis, yeah? And I find the Gallagher brothers very entertaining. But do I perceive them? Even though they've written some great songs that have got me through some great times, am I there sitting there being a major fanboy, talking about these people like they're not human? No, of course not. They're just two people who have happened to exist in a band, been given a good opportunity, and have written some songs that resonate with me. I can acknowledge somebody as a good songwriter and a good performer, but I'm not going to sit there talking about them like they're supernatural. They're just people. I'm not going to go on a date and when I get asked about what music I'm into, start baffling on about how much I respect and how much I look up to people. So that's another thing, looking up to people. You can look up and admire. You know what? I don't even like the term looking up because it infantizes you. Why are you looking up at them? Why can't you look on an equal field across to them? So I retract that statement. I'm not looking up to nobody. I respectfully admire some individuals, but you know where I'm coming from. You know where I'm coming from. When we place people on a pedestal, indirectly we lower our own value and our own frequency in relation to them, purely as you are putting these people on a pedestal for one particular quality, and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. For all you know, you are there looking up to a very sinister person, a person who may have dark recesses of their character that devalues them to the scum of the earth. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You can be perceived as a boss if you stack shelves in a supermarket, as long as you are aware of your own self-worth. It doesn't come in material possession. It doesn't come in superficial items. If you are aware of what you are worth and you are honest with yourself and understand oneself, then you don't look up to nobody. You speak freely, you communicate well, and if something verges on being uncomfortable for you, you know you always have the power to walk away. You don't sit there like a dog and bark when you get told to. So that's all I'm saying, people. You know what I mean? I speak with a bitterness in my tongue purely as I don't find it appealing to see another man act in such manner. Yeah, let's continue talking. So, this is how it works, yeah? This is how it works. This is real life, yeah? If we're friends, and I'm indirectly speaking on real situations, yeah? If us two are friends, good friends, yeah? And you've got a girlfriend, and we respect each other, yeah? And I enjoy training, and I'm athletic, and I'm looking good, yeah? You don't need to go to your girlfriend and talk about that whatsoever. You don't need to talk about another man's strength or, physique or so forth. Because what's that gonna do? That's gonna show what you lack and what another man has. And you're gonna be going out of your way to plant seeds in your girlfriend's head. And now what happens if your girlfriend starts showing subconscious attraction cues, as you have now stimulated the imagination for another man in her mind, which you should have been doing in regards to yourself? And now either she acts up, acts foolish, you lose respect for yourself because you're too busy talking about another man and qualities you don't possess, or you create an awkward friction when the partner starts engaging with this man with an undercurrent of subconscious non-verbal behaviour that is a direct showcase of this one particular conversation. You see where I'm coming from? It's a deep game and we are but animals. So keep your business to yourself, and what another man does, you don't need to be so overt, and you don't need to worship no other man. You know what I mean? When I see someone posting, you know what I mean? And I don't mean like a one-off and stuff like that, out of a homage and stuff. I mean people who are mad on something. Oh, I love this artist so much, I'm gonna refer to him as some like cheesy name. I've got my own pet name for him, and I'm gonna post him on a regular basis and stuff. I just think, have you got posters of this guy on your wall and stuff like that? You're making yourself look like a child. You know, as a grown man, you should be focused on your own shit, not other people's, you know? This might be a controversial one, yeah? Because there's a little bit of personal philosophy in this one, as opposed to biological, factual, okay? As far as the talking to your partner about another man's qualities, I think that's a loser thing to do. I think you shoot yourself in the foot. But as far as like the support of celebrities and so forth, and how far you're willing to go, there is a little bit of a personal bias in there, because I personally just don't like it much, you know? And I come from an environment where you shouldn't put these people on pedestals, because, like I said, they are but human just as us. I'm signing out, people. And let me just say, right, people will do it regardless, and that's completely fine, but you don't have to be one of them people. You don't have to join in the crowd. You can stand strong as an individual with an independent state of mind, alright? Peace, one love.